Hello friends, I am Delilah, the tall girl. Am I laughing? How tall do I look, friends? We'll talk today. I am 24 years old. When I was young, my height increased rapidly compared to my friends. At first I was happy about it, especially since I was defending my friends who were being bullied, and I did not know that I would also be exposed to bullying because of my tall stature. Years later, I grew up and became taller. I was the tallest girl in my family and the tallest in school. Yes, it is long even for teachers, and here the blessing of length turned into suffering. I was walking in the school hallway and heard the students talking, and one of them said, "Look, she looks like a giraffe." Haha, no, honey, it's like a lamppost, and then everyone bursts out laughing. If I enter the classroom, they think I am the teacher. They soon realize it's me. And he laughs. And here another suffering begins. One of them says, "Guild, you have to sit at the back of the class so that you don't obstruct our view, not the blackboard. As you know, you are tall." The other woman replied, "Don't be unfair to them. She's not long, just her neck is long. Is the giraffe close to you, guide? It's the giraffe itself." And everyone laughs again. I was hurt by their words and their criticism for its length, but I was ignoring them so they wouldn't go too far. One day I was explaining to one of the girls some things that she did not understand in the natural sciences subject. We were walking towards the department. When we arrived, I forgot to bow down to enter. My head was done on the top frame of the door. It was very painful, but I was shocked by the sounds of laughter coming from everywhere. Even the girl who was with me started laughing non-stop, and I heard them talking, almost destroying the oath on our heads. "Come on, girl, go back to where you came from." The warning was placed in the square and not inside the department. Have you noticed that it resembles a palm tree? She burst out laughing and quickly left the classroom and bumped into the teacher. She stopped me and said, "His evidence is that it is lesson time." "Where are you heading in that direction?" His teacher, "I'm not feeling well. I want to go home. Wait for me here. I will be back quickly." The teacher rushed to the classroom and asked everyone to sit down. She said that getting up from the table is forbidden and talking is also not allowed. "Prepare yourselves. There will be a sudden person today. I will pass by for a few minutes to review, and I will return." The teacher returned to the hallway and found me waiting for her. "There is a sudden individual today. How will you leave us, Delilah? What are all these tears?" I told her they were complaining about my height. I cannot take it anymore. "Okay, I'll let you leave now, but we'll talk later." I left school and on my way I entered a store to buy what my mother asked me in the morning. Suddenly some young men came behind me and kept laughing and mocking me until one of them said, "Its length obscures the view. I can't see the seller." Then his friend said while laughing, "Come on, giraffe, move away a little. We want to talk to the seller." I felt very embarrassed and left the store without buying anything. I went back to the house. My mother asked me how I was, but I did not answer her, and I locked myself in my room. I cried a lot, then fell asleep, and did not wake up until the evening to a knock on my room door. She opened the door and said, "What do you want from me?" Suddenly I found a teacher standing in front of me. I told her, "My teacher, what are you doing here?" "Yes, I taught you." "I came to address your lack of self-confidence. On the contrary, I trust myself and his abilities." The teacher came in and sat on my bed and said, "If you had confidence, you wouldn't be affected by anyone's words." You are right, their words made me lose confidence in myself and those around me. I started to feel like everyone saw me as a giant and was disgusted by the sight of me. I hated myself and wished I would wake up one day and find my height was normal. Every human being has a loophole through which despair may creep, but you must trust yourself and close that loophole well, and trust alone is not enough. You must make bullying a motivation for you to excel and become better than you are. Some people are looking for this height of yours to achieve their dreams. Invest in what benefits you. Her words were medicine for my wounds. That day, the teacher spent a long time with me, until late at night. It was all a talk to raise my morale and instill the value of optimism in myself. My mother took care of her and we had dinner together. Then she called her husband and he came to pick her up. At the door she held my hand and said, "Promise me that our session will be fruitful. I want you to do it." My promise to my teacher was the key that opened my horizons. I thanked God for all his blessings and first started making my plans. What do I want to do in this life? First, I want to play basketball on a women's team. I collected many ideas in a notebook and set out to try them one after the other. I joined the basketball team, and because I was tall, I could score a lot of goals. I made my team stand out among other school teams and made them call me a champion. Years passed and I was like this, winning all the matches until I became famous in my city. I won many medals and cups of encouragement during that period. I neglected my studies and painted in it, but that failure was not the end of my dreams, but rather the beginning. Because I am committed and from a conservative family, I could not continue playing all my life, so I decided to practice my hobby of making candy. In the beginning, I started making sweets and following them from home to those who knew me. Gradually, I began to display them on my Instagram page. Then, I have now opened a school to teach traditional sweets. Sometimes they call me Dalil al-Tawila, but that no longer bothers me, and the way passers-by look at me and their looks are now full of admiration and admiration. The credit goes to my teacher after God Almighty. And you, my friends, do not let anyone weaken your self-confidence.